steak and spinach night. So this is my GE Monogram fridge. This was originally installed when this condo was built back in, I think it was 2002. So it's over 20 years old. And in the last couple of years, it's been giving me a lot of issues. It's had various things replaced, including the compressor, the defroster unit, a few sensors, and the main board has been, the logic board has been replaced twice. So the last time it failed was about 2 months ago, and something interesting happened that time with the new logic board, or I should say the new logic board was a new version. So that was interesting because it actually fixed a bunch of issues, a bunch of minor issues that I think were causing some of the failures. So I'll put the model number in the video description, but a lot of these fridges are basically identical. They haven't changed very much, except for a change of ownership. So Haier, which is a Chinese company, bought the GE Monogram fridge line, or at least the Monogram name from GE a few years ago. And I think they've been making some improvements, which is kind of hard to believe, but I'll go into why I think that is. But basically, the symptoms of a broken logic board are just basically sporadic performance. Weird things will happen, like your freezer light will just stop working intermittently. The compressor will either stop working altogether or intermittently. It might make a lot of weird noises. It might not be controlling the defroster and drainage properly, and it might be fluctuating in temperature because of either the sensors are bad or the circuitry that controls the sensors are bad. So I had a professional do the repairs, which I'm kind of upset about because I had to actually pay them twice for the logic board. The interesting thing about what happened was the first time the logic board failed, they just replaced the board with a direct replacement. And this is the replacement bad board. And as you can see, one of the relays just straight up burned out. This board is made by Delphi, which is, I mean, they make a lot of components for automotive as well. And this thing is basically just an old, very, very old design. I'll put the serial number or the model number in the description, but yeah, what happened was this thing started, well, I guess I'll start at the beginning. So the very first time the fridge broke, the freezer compartment stopped getting cold. The fridge itself worked fine, like the big chamber, or the big compartment worked fine, but the freezer was room temperature, and like it melted all the ice and all that, and ruined all the food and all that stuff. So they came in and they fixed, they said that there was a sensor that went bad in the freezer, and then also gave me this logic board, this exact one, which recently broke again. So that worked for a while, and then the actual compressor itself went bad. It basically was like running super hard, and basically the temperature inside the fridge would fluctuate over and over. So there was a huge leak. It wouldn't keep a charge, so they basically replaced the compressor and then also fixed some of the refrigerant like piping. And the way you get to the insides on these fridges is you just open the top and everything's right there. You can see the condenser and fan and compressor on this side. And then basically the logic board is in that white box. What you do is you just undo those two screws, undo that grounding strap screw, and then there's a screw on the bottom far corner of the box as well. And this cover just slides off and exposes the board and all of the harnesses that connect to it. The interesting thing is the replacement unit was actually a brand new design and it fixed a bunch of issues that my fridge was having with that board. So this compressor, which is relatively new, I got it installed a year ago, it was being overdriven and it kept getting super hot. And I think what happened was the circuitry on this board wasn't designed to handle whatever that compressor is. So there may have been like a version mismatch between the compressor and the board. Like there was an old board design with a new replacement compressor, all to GE spec, but like not the tolerances, but the specifications probably didn't match because it was all old versus new. Again, this fridge is 20 years old, so I wouldn't be surprised if they revised the entire design of the fridge and just changed stuff up without like notifying any of the technicians that stuff changed. So I was basically, I believe what happened was I was running on a new compressor on an old board, and I don't know if like the current was too high or what, but it just, I'm not an electrical engineer, so it just was running all the time and didn't work right, and it just burned itself. The relay burned itself out, basically, as you saw on the board. So my advice to you would be, if you have one of these fridges and it's exhibiting strange behavior, like the stuff that I mentioned earlier, with inconsistent temperatures, lights not working properly, intermittently, or like weird noises, or just strange behavior, like generally strange behavior in your fridge, I would say try to get the new board. I'll put a picture and the model number or serial number in the video. Try to get the new board and just swap it out inside of that white box, because it might just fix all your problems. If you've had stuff upgraded or fixed inside the fridge that you know, is not necessarily compatible with the old board, or your board is just breaking, like it didn't fail all at once, like it was a slow decline over a few months. If that stuff is happening, then try to just replace the board yourself. You can get them for about 150 bucks on eBay, and the install is just a screwdriver, and you just flip your breaker, open the box, swap everything out, and then turn it back on. The way you find, by the way, the way you find the model number inside of this fridge is it's behind, whoop, got some cheese that fell down there. It's behind this drawer right here. As you can see, it's all that stuff. So just go ahead and get your fridge model number, do a Google search, and see if it will match with the board. It's a really easy solution. I didn't know which board to get, so I didn't want to like spend a bunch of time waiting on parts from eBay. But now that I know, I'm gonna just share it with you guys, and hopefully this solves somebody's problem without paying $600 to a fridge guy to maybe fix the problem. All right, good luck. See ya. Bye.